Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. I'm a little bit foggy this morning, guys, so in case you haven't heard the news, let me go ahead and adjust this a little bit. Um, Been kind of a crazy evening, crazy night, and I'm going to try to get through this without crying again, but I cannot be more thankful for you guys. I don't know why you guys, ladies and gentlemen, aren't sleeping at 1:30 in the morning when I'm posting prayer requests for tornadoes in Noonan, Georgia. But I am so thankful. I couldn't even get a hold of my daughter because her phone was not responding. And but as you may have heard, there was some terrible tornadoes that hit the South, both in Alabama, parts of Georgia, and probably other states too. But the primary target of this like mile wide storm that hit the ground was where two of my children and their spouses live in Georgia. So understandably, I was very concerned. We were praying, and it was just so cool that I just posted something on my personal Facebook page, and everybody was asleep, so nobody saw that. But I posted it on the crochet page thinking, hey, these guys are still going to be up somewhere in the world. And more than 40 of you, 40 plus people weighed in saying that they were praying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's nothing I can do or say to thank you for that but these limited words. So thank you for your prayer, your love, your concern, and please don't give up praying for the Noonan community right now. We have no idea how bad things are, but my kids are telling me it's pretty bad. Both of them are actually working in some form of relief effort. My son Caleb is working through his church, where he's a part-time employee there now, and many people in his church, in their church, have been displaced by this terrible storm. And Becky is serving on her job at Chick-fil-A, and they're feeding a lot of first responders in their area. So I just thank God for those two and for their spouses as well. Everybody was able to get to where they needed to be this morning, but it did take some extra time. My daughter was talking to me, let me know at 5:45 that she was still okay. When I saw the radar last night, my son sent me, they had these two red lines where that mile wide thing was going, and it clipped part of the property where her apartment was. And she was not injured, no damage that I'm aware of, that she's aware of, which is amazing. But I saw some drone footage from the area, and my son is out and about sending me pictures as he goes, and it's not good. It's not good. So keep those people in your prayers if you don't mind. I know they'd appreciate it, and I would too. And I still haven't been able to see my son's new home since he and his wife moved into a townhouse. So I was really looking forward to going down there, but I was really not looking forward to to seeing such a disaster. But hopefully I'll be able to go down there and lend, I don't know, do whatever, encourage or do something. I don't know what I can do, but anyway, thank you guys for being here for me. I literally had nobody else to contact. I tried even contacting my husband. For whatever reason, his phone was not ringing, and he slept right through it. Becky, which was funny, she's the one who the tornado passed right near her house. She said she slept through the whole thing, had no clue what was going on, which is what makes these things so dangerous. Okay, so let me go ahead and just say hey to some of you guys. I want to say hi as many as I can. Again, I'm probably not going to get to everybody, but I just want to say hi to Gloria. Thank you so much for your comments there, Gloria. And she was saying California is clear, warm, and beautiful, and she lives near the beach. Okay, I'm going to try not to be envious of that. Actually, that's not true. I'm not too far from the beach here, but I have to get in the car and drive for 30 minutes before I get to it. But I can do that occasionally. And we have Janet Lowe in the chat. Hey, Janet from Springfield, Illinois. And got that conversation going on with Gloria about California. And let's see, we have Margita from Sweden. I hope I said that right. And Jacqueline from Los Angeles. And let's see, Jacqueline says it's partly cloudy and a little chilly where she is. And Wanda Gordon has a good conversation going with Janet. And then we have Suzanne from North Carolina. She says it's partly cloudy but warm here. Yeah, You guys are probably getting some of that weather too. I watching that front. It missed where we are near the coast, but it did come through the western part of South Carolina, and you might be getting it there today, Suzanne, or maybe even last night. I hope you're okay. Um, and let's see. Uh, and Wanda says she's in okay Bahama, okay Northern Durham. Okay, so you might have been okay because that's kind of you're more I guess along the coast then. And looks like Jan won't be able to join us today, Jan Slocum. But she gets to be with her friends in person. How fantastic is that? So, Jan, good for you. And we have Manon from Quebec, Canada. It says raining cats and dogs, or it rained cats and dogs. Wow, that'd be interesting. I love that saying. But thanks for joining us, Manon. And see, Janet Lowe says she's in Illinois. Danielle, pardon me, says hi from London. Can't wait. And thanks for being patient and waiting on me, Danielle. And let's see. Suzanne says, I love the hot dog and hamburger projects in the thumbnail. This is what she's talking about. I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, but I do want to get through and say hey to everybody. We have Sherry Martin is in the chat from Oklahoma and says it's beautiful there for the next week. Maybe I'll go to Oklahoma. We're expecting some more of this spring, tornadic, interesting, dramatic change weather. But hopefully it won't hurt anybody especially after the last day or two. Janet Lowe wants to know, has anyone here worked with the cover story yarn? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that, Janet, but maybe other people can weigh in if they have. Let's see. We have Love to Craft in the chat this morning. And we have Toxic Orchid, hey. And let's see, she says, good morning from a dreary, rainy day in Canada. Let's see, and then you guys are talking about Ophelia Talks. I'm not real familiar with that myself, but I'll have to look that up so I can know what you guys are talking about in my chat. Seems like Toxic Orchid likes the stream chats. I wish I could do more of that. I just get so busy with all the other stuff going on here, but I do like to watch some of my friends that I know. Let's see, Karen. My brain is gone. I'm sorry. I am going on literally maybe 2.5 hours sleep last night, guys. So I've got this nap calling my name as soon as the broadcast is over, as soon as I get some lunch. But I do want to spend time with you guys. I really, really love this every week. We have, let's see, Lauren Jordan in the chat. She says, hope we're doing well to everybody. And Mary Lee from South Dakota. I have to slow down and read these names carefully, especially with being a little bleary-eyed. And Lauren says that my new Tunisian hook and circular needles arrived today. Looking forward to trying them out properly later. Loving Tunisian crochet at the moment. That's great, Lauren. I need to get some of that under my belt at some point. I need to get that under my hands. I just got to finish up some knitting projects. I got a knitting project coming out for you guys. I can't give you a release date yet, but it's a beautiful hat. It's like a beret, very, very pretty. It's not my design, it's another design that I've gotten permission to work, and it's one of these that the kits are available from Lamb Kits. Let me say it properly. I believe it's in the video description below. Let me just check. Hold on a second. I want to get this right. lambshopkits.com. That's what it is. I just want to say it properly. So I'm going to be working up the video tutorial for one of these kits, and it's very beautiful. And it's one of these things. It reminds me a little bit of the Tree of Life Afghan, where it's going to be using a chart and very specific line by line. But my goal in filming this upcoming video is to try to help you adventurous new knitters. So if you even just know the knit and the purl, and I can teach you those if you don't know. I'm going to try to teach you this and show you just how easy, well, it's not easy, but it's doable, just how doable it is to read one of these knitting charts. Just like learning the Tree of Life chart, reading the crochet chart, which if you look at the whole thing at once, it looks like, you know, like the old adage, you know, how do you eat an elephant? You know, if you look at a whole elephant, you know, I can't eat a whole elephant, but you can bite at a time. And taking it stitch by stitch, line by line, and just looking at a stitch at a time, you can. And so I'm going to kind of draw this teaching out for that hat. It's not going to be a video for experienced knitters because you'd probably be bored to absolute tears. But this is to help teach what those little things mean and just how doable. I'm not going to say easy, how doable these knitting things can be. And it's a beautiful pattern. I wish I could call it my own, but I can't. But I am still learning knit, and I want to bring you guys along with me. Let's see. And Janet Lowe is saying she's using the Clover set. Very cool. And we have Angie in the chat. Angie, her first initial is K. I'm not going to try the last name because I don't want to embarrass myself. And Toxic Worker says she likes Tunisian, but she's hooked on Celtic designs. Well, that's good. That's a good place to be. I'll keep you busy. And Lauren Joran says she's been using all hooks she got from eBay, and they've been great. But I decided to try a Knit Pro Ginger, which is more in line, and I can extend with the cord. It feels really weird though. Yeah, sometimes it's what you get used to is what works best. So yeah. And Janet says she just got a box of Clover yarn Clovers. I'm sorry, let me try that again. I'm seeing things. Now I'm seeing L's where L's are not. I just got a box of Cover Story yarn. Too big for Tunisian crochet. Yeah, I would stay away from thick yarn for Tunisian, or you're going to end up with a super chunk piece of fabric, even more so than with my cabling techniques. So let's see. Sounds like we got some kids giving Lauren a time. All right, so Hannah's in the chat. Hey, Hannah, thank you so much for serving us, sweetheart. I know you're going to have a good day today, and we're going to have a better day because you're serving us and keeping us safe. And we have Joni Trischler in the chat, and let's see, Wanda Gordon, and everybody's saying hi to Hannah. Let's see, we have Judy. Says, hello, I'm in Baker City, Oregon. Whoo, you're way out. You're on the West Coast there. So good morning to you, Judy. Hope you're having a good morning. And Tracy Fowlers, she says, I'm here. I think I've missed the last month. Missed you all. Well, we missed you too, Tracy. Thank you for joining us. You guys, ladies are so faithful. We have Swati from LA. She says, not sunny today, rather gloomy. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, Swati, welcome to our world from East Coast here. Seems like the winter brings a lot of clouds, not a lot of sun, but I'm so glad you could join us. I'm buffering a little bit on my end. I hope it's just my computer and not the broadcast. I'm going to just go on in faith here. We have Charlotte Bruce from Ohio. Says, praises to God for getting me through a year of chemo with 20 sessions of radiation. Wednesday was my last. Oh, Charlotte, that's wonderful. Congratulations, if that's appropriate to say that. So glad. I hope you get better. All right, I'm going to refresh my screen here. I may have to hunt and peck. All right, give me 1 minute. Oh my goodness, I'm way behind. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Judy, thank you so much. Judy just contributed $9.99, so I'm going to round that up to a 10. So that brings us up to $40 in the money that we are saving up for that song. And I'm going to have to say, if we do go over, this is part of the super chat. Which is not something that I'm pushing, but if you all ever want to contribute to the super chat, just know that it will be going to a charitable organization. 100%. I will cover any additional fees. And this month it's designated for the Rancho 3M. It's an orphanage in Mexico, as well as a Christian school, a place where one of my daughters and I, back in 2006, spent a week there. I got really sick there from something, but it was a very good time, working at the compound and building and painting and doing stuff there with our youth ministry way back in 2006. But if you've ever bought any of my Leisure Arts leaflets, you have indirectly contributed to Rancho 3M, because that's my pet charity, so to speak, as well as the Shriners. So last month it was the Shriners. This month coming is going to be, for, yeah. Okay, we're still in March. Well, anyway, we have $100 that's going to uh, the Shriners Children's Hospital, but the $40 that we have so far from a couple weeks ago and now from Judy's generosity is going to be going to the Rancho 3M. So just let you know that. And if we do go over 100, I will prepare something to bring to you next week, a song or a melody or something. I'll make it something kind of fun. I just haven't had a lot of time to work it out this week, and that's because all my children and their spouses, three of my 5 kids are married, so those 3 kids and their spouses, I didn't even get to see my son for like 18 months, with the pandemic and traveling and his work and everything. So we got to have everybody together to celebrate my mother-in-law's 92nd birthday. So, and it was wonderful. It was crazy. It was busy. We had a lot of fun together, made a lot of great memories. I think, although it was sad to see them go back one by one. But so now it's just quiet again. It's just Mrs. Barker and me, and looking forward to seeing my husband and Hannah and Hudson again, but that's not going to be probably for another 3 weeks. So, but I'm looking forward to that when that happens. But thanks you guys for all of your birthday wishes for Mrs. B. And she just loved reading through all of those on my site as well as on my personal site. So thank you for those of you who contributed. You really did encourage her a lot. So thank you so much. So let me go ahead and see what we got here. I'm backing up because I'm gotten behind as always. And yeah, thank you, Swati. She says, don't forget to hit the like button if you're liking what you're seeing. And I promise we're going to talk crochet in just a minute, but this is a social time as much as it is anything. And again, what you all did for me by praying for my kids and those people at noon and last night at 1:32 in the morning Eastern time, and I mean, that is a million times more important. That is a million times more important than someone just, Archer and Ace, thank you so much. So now we're up to $50. But what I was going to say is what you guys did for praying and for caring, just the way you care for each other. Just I see the way you talk with each other in the chat and checking in on everybody. That is a million times more important than anything I can ever share with you about crochet. So thank you. That as we're finding from COVID-19, we know what's essential and what's really important. And yeah, yarn is essential, but being encouraging one another and friends it trumps all of that. All right, so let's see. We have Carrie from Indiana. I'm backing up a little bit. Diana from Ohio. Diana, that's right, from Ohio, but visiting father-in-law in Florida. Oh, cool. I'm glad you're able to enjoy some of that good weather down there. I hope you have good weather. And Joni says 60-mile-an-hour winds in Cranberry. Oh dear. Be careful, Joni. Very windy here in Western PA. That's what Manila says. Shirley, Manila. I guess it's Shirley. Yeah, I think that's, anyway, it says Manila Shirley, but I think it's Shirley, Manila. Anyway, yeah, that's probably that same storm system you're experiencing. Just imagine that in the dark with tornadoes coming right for you. Oh, it's so scary. And we have Faye from sunny Houston. And she says she's praying for us. Thank you. And I love Loopy Crochet and Treasures is in our chat. And Brat's mom is here. And she says, yeah, don't forget to smash that button. And if any of you all have not subscribed yet, please, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't hurt. It does help the channel. And if you ever want to rejoin any of my chats or get the videos, or just to be alerted to the videos that I'm uploading, it'll send you a little, a little email if you when you check into your YouTube channel. They'll send you a notification. If you hit that bell, that'll kind of ensure that you'll get the notifications when I make new videos. Okay, so let's see. And Suzanne says, may I suggest the FEMA app? I have it on my phone and it keeps me well informed of all weather conditions near me, which is very helpful for the dangerous ones. Yeah, thank you, Suzanne. That's a good idea for those of you, especially if you're in bad area. I mean, there are a lot of, I guess, a lot of different things. I wasn't aware of the FEMA app, but I know there's the National Weather Service has one, and I mean, your phone will go crazy if you're in an area where a tornado or intense weather is headed your way. I've been in a room before where like 5 or 6 of these things go off at the same time, and it's good to know because otherwise we would be oblivious sometimes. Thanks for that suggestion, Suzanne. And we see Charlotte Bruce just was praying last night. Also have family in that area of Georgia. All right, I can't go back past that on some of these comments. So if you commented before Charlotte Bruce on this live chat, I'm sorry, but I had to refresh my screen because it was locked up and it's not letting me go back for some reason. Don't you just love technology? But gonna go forward. Let's see. We have Carrie from Indiana. I don't know if I said that already. And let's see. Marshall says that we had heavy rain and winds last night in West Virginia. Yeah, I was watching that because we just missed it here along the coast of Carolina. But anyway. And thank you, Melanie. That's a very kind comment. Thank you so much. And let's see, we have Nina Saint says we are in Alabama, just got through that weather yesterday and last night. Please be careful and stay safe. Nina, I hope you guys are okay. All right, Lauren, thank you so much. We're up to 53. Hannah, if you could help me keep these numbers straight, and I'm doing it in my head. So we're up to $53. Thank you so much for that. I love writing. Well, I don't literally write a check. I send it by email or whatever, when I send these payments to, for these donations. But I really do love doing that. It's a joy to be able to do that for these, just to serve others. And you guys are the ones really doing it and helping me to be able to do that. So thank you. And Lynn Guider is in our chat. Hey, Lynn, thanks again for your concern and for your prayers. I know you were one of those praying. And we have Moogles. She says, this is one of the things I love about this group, the love, support, and faith. Amen. This is a good group. If you don't like the internet, come join our group. We will change your mind. The internet is a fantastic tool. I Love Loopy Treasures just donated $20. So that brings us up to $73. Guys, wow. So we're up to just is that right? Is that right? Yeah, 73. So you guys are going to push me over for something for next week, I can tell. I'm sorry I can't be more spontaneous. It's just been, like I said, crazy week, but a great week with the family here. So much has happened in a week. And then just with all the weather last night and the day before, it's been crazy. So we have Katie Loves Crochet. She says, hi from Brainerd, Minnesota. It's still cold here, 30 degrees. Wow, Fahrenheit. My first live with you. Well, thank you, Katie, for joining us. And yeah, that is cold. You see, I'm in short sleeves, and I'm actually in capris right now. I mean, it was up to like 75 degrees yesterday. I was out driving around, even got a little bit of sun, just out driving around in the car. So it was so beautiful. I had to go run an errand, and I tried to pick a far away errand so I could drive and just get out for a while because the weather was so great. I knew the storms were coming, so I wanted to get out and back while I could. And let's see. Suzanne's telling us more about you can monitor multiple locations on the FEMA app. Yes, that's good to know. And Barbara says, I'm finally back today, had knee replacement and physical therapy was on Fridays, now later today. Barbara, get better. I hope that knee gets back into shape quickly. Um, Tell those people to be nice to you. Physical therapy, the pain and torture people. So my sister used to be called. She's a physical therapy assistant, or was for many years before she became a nurse at a pediatric office. And we have Debbie Beasley says, hello, love and prayers for all. Bonnie, do you have a corner to corner tutorial from Austin, Texas here? I have one. Well, maybe two. Let me think. No, I have one. I have one that's the corner to corner. It's an easy beginner, and I use real fuzzy yarn, but I love the yarn that I used. So that is on my channel. If you can't find it, just look under beginning baby blankets. There is a playlist. You go to the top on my homepage, you hit playlist, and then look for the easy beginner baby blankets, and it should be in that playlist. If you can't find it, email me at bonniebay@me.com, and I will send you the link. She's from Austin, Texas. Wow. And let's see, got a lot of people saying hey to each other. We have Charlotte Albanese, and let's see, I think I'm finally catching up. We have Archer and Ace in the chat, if I haven't mentioned that already. And Mughals, she's from Northern Cape, South Africa. Fantastic, Mughals. That's great. You guys are on my bucket list. I want to get to South Africa. I got friends there. We have to get tea or a Coke or something if I ever get there. I think the friends that I know, I think they live in Pretoria, so I don't know. I don't know how close you are to that geographically, but I would just love to see a lot of the towns there. We have Deborah Hinkenkamp. Wow, what a great name. And Cynthia Dalton says, hi all, helping my daughter Katie with some decluttering and trash removal today in Concord, North Carolina. Wow, that sounds like fun. When you're done there, you can come to my house and help me up in Maryland. All right, well, let's see. Rhonda, what's on the hook? Says, good morning from Tennessee. Sunday this morning after bad. Okay, sunny. I'm seeing letters again, guys. I'm sorry. Sunny this morning after bad storms last night. Got almost to us and turned and went northerly. God is good. Long time since I've been on. Finishing a work in progress. Excellent, Rhonda. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm glad it missed you. Fortunately, it didn't miss everybody, but I haven't heard about casualties or anything coming out of Noonan yet. I did watch some drone footage this morning, and it looked pretty bad. So, but I haven't heard any horrible numbers yet. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and trust in the Lord for that. So I'm just glad that when you guys were praying, I'm not kidding. You know, I asked for you guys to pray, and it wasn't long after that the thing just dissipated. So that is just amazing. That is so cool. It's better than what the weatherman can do. Just lift up a prayer. We have Lynn Morris from A Rainy Day in Quebec. And we have Janet Lowe. I don't know if I said your name, Janet. Thank you so much for that $10. And I love Loopy Crochet and Treasures for the 20. Thank you. She says, prayers for the orphanage in Mexico. Amen. Thank you. Yeah. I know it's been rough for them during COVID. It's run by excellent people. They've been there ever since and before 2006, and they're still the ones there running it. A very devout couple. Love the Lord very much, and a lot of good fruit coming out of that orphanage / Christian school. We have Barbara Berry from San Fernandino Valley, California. Wow, I got a lot of California folks. That's great. And let's see. Brat's mom says, Bonnie, are you talking about Karen Hooley? Thank you. Yes, Karen Hooley. She's a very good friend of mine. So if you all ever get a chance, she is building her channel right now. So you're not going to see, hundreds of thousands of people there, but she's very good. She's been teaching a long time at conferences and so forth. A really very good gal. So give her a try if you get a chance to see her. And she does a lot of projects that are very beginner friendly too. So you're gonna like her style, I think. Um, let's see. We have Kimby Yarn Works. This beautiful, warm, breezy day here in southern PA. Looking forward to working on projects outside again. Yeah, me too. I'm looking for. I actually, the thing that I went to Myrtle Beach yesterday to buy a new tennis racket. I had an old one in Maryland, but it's so old it needed to be restrung, and it really wasn't worth restringing. So I actually invested in a brand new Wilson racket, bought 4 cans of tennis balls and a pair of tennis shoes. So now all I got to do is use them and get rid of some of this winter girth, that COVID addition, whatever you want to call it. I need to get on the wagon again. So I'm going to be starting to do that very soon. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about crochet. I just wanted to show you, for those of you who may have tuned in and have no idea what this is, those of you who follow me week by week, you know this is a review. But just to let you know, the spring, okay, this is the spring cabled and lace throw is up in on the YouTube channel. It's on the public channel here. If you are a subscriber to the my watch subscriber service, which is a paid service, it's watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. And you can always go to that page and you can see the different videos there. You can't watch them unless you're a subscriber, but you can see what patterns are available there, and everything for that price. And it's a monthly thing. And if you subscribe for the year, there's actually a reduction in price. You're really paying for 10 months instead of 12, so it's a little bit of a discount. So those of you who are my faithful watch subscribers, the pattern is up on the site. You guys were really patient with me. We had some technical difficulties Sunday evening. I usually don't like to do that on Sunday, but with the family here and everything, it completely slipped our mind. So we were uploading. I thought I'll just do it early Monday morning. And of course, we had technical difficulties after technical difficulties, not with the site, but on our end. But we did get it up by the evening there. But the pattern and everything is ready, has been up there all week. And those of you who watch this on the YouTube channel with the commercials, oh yeah, the subscriber site is totally commercial free, spam free. And so if you like watching things without interruptions, that might be something to consider. And it does support my work here and helps me to be able to, do this full time and continue to try to develop new patterns. And I am working hard on those. But anyway, the YouTube version of that with the commercials and everything is past the 8,000 mark, which is very good stats. So thank you for those of you who have watched that and taken a look at it. But that's pretty good for when the weather gets good outside, because usually when the weather gets good, you guys rightfully so get outside, what you need to do, put the hooks down and forget crochet for a while. Except there are some of us that just can't. It's like breathing. But anyway, just saying that for 8,000 views in 3-4 days, that's pretty good for good weather time of the year. So let's see. We have Dory from Toledo. I don't know if you say Toledo or Toledo. I know in Spain it's Toledo, but I guess it's Toledo. No, Toledo, Spain. Hey, I didn't see the Spain. I was thinking Canada. Forgive me, Dory. So it's Toledo, right? I've been there back in 1979 with my high school band. I probably said that the last time you were on, if you've ever chimed in, but I've been to your beautiful city. I've seen your cathedral. Beautiful, beautiful place. Would love to go back again. So welcome. Buenos dias. And Swati's saying, lamb shop kits. Would you do the tutorial for the shawl you made with the kit? I don't know, Swati. You know how long that took me? I could possibly, I'd have to get permission from the person who made, who created the pattern, and I'd have to talk with with the lamb shop kits lady about that. But if I did, I would have to, it'd be on the back burner. But I will mention that. I will mention that to my friend and see what she, if she wants me to do that. But that was a lot of fun to do. I learned so much. But I will say this, Wadi, that the hat that I'm going to be making has similar leaves on it. I think you're going to really like it. And it's a hat, so it's not going to be, um, a big project. The one with the green cape was four hanks or four scans of yarn. It was like over 1,000 yards of knitting, which is not for the faint of heart, especially with the smaller knitting needles. But the hat is just one. It's just one hank of worsted weight yarn. So the shawl was DK weight, which is the thinner weight. The hat is the thicker weight, bigger needles, baby. So it's gonna go faster. So maybe that's something you'd be interested in. But I will talk to Emily and find out about that, what she thinks. But it would have to be, way down the future, down the pike a bit. And we have, let's see, we have Kimberly again from Ontario. Wow. And, mm, and it looks like Toxic Orchid is figuring some Celtic knots out. Good for you. And how to elongate them. I guess you're watching those with my friend Jennifer Ryan, maybe? Um, anyway, you guys are talking back and forth about where you are in Canada. That's really cool. And then Lauren Jordan says, I've decided that once I've finished my blanket, 9 squares to go, that I'm going to learn patterns properly. I'm loving Tunisian crochet though. I made a couple of headbands this week. That's great, Lauren. That's a great place to start. And Alice Perez is in the chat. Hey, Alice. And let's see. Barbara Berry says, I love the new Celtic wrap behind you. I'm going to try it. Will be a challenge for me, but I'm excited. Yeah, this is actually a full-size Afghan, and well, or throw, I guess. And when spread out, it just about covers a queen size bed. It doesn't like cover an overhang or anything, but it is approximately what, 51 inches wide by 68 inches long. So this is a little bit on the longer side. Takes 18 scans of yarn. And I used the Knit Picks acrylic yarn, which is, fairly nice. It's very nice. It's very good. It's very economical. If you wanted to use paint box yarn, that's very good too. I've got, I think, links for both of those in a video description below. And we have, let's see, Alma Torres from sunny Spring, Texas. And Kimby Yarn Works, she says, I've knitted using charts before, but I still enjoy watching your tutorial. I can learn a lot more. Well, thank you, Kimby Yarns. I will be using both. I will basically be showing you line by line. This is what, the tutorial says, and this is how you do it. I find that a lot easier with knit than reading the words, because the visuals really do help me. We have Manila Shirley says, love your Celtic crochet tutorials. Thank you, thank you. And I'm currently working on your Orlay sweater. Absolutely love it. I'm hoping to have your book that I ordered in the mail today. I'm so excited. I'm part Irish. Yay, Manila. I am too. 30, almost more than 33% actually, according to the research done. But yeah, funny how that works. You can take the girl out of Ireland, but you can't take the Irish out. So especially when it comes to crochet. But Hannah told me earlier that Bobby's in the chat. Hey, Bobby. I want to say hey to you. I hope you're doing well. Hope those storms are staying far from you, because I know you're also in the south there in Kentucky. And I hope you're far enough west where they didn't bother you too much. Okay, so Toxic Orchid said that she doesn't know Jennifer Ryan. But Jennifer, look up Celtic Knot Crochet. And her name is Jennifer E, as in Edward, Ryan. And you can check out her site. There was an interview I had with her. You can find that on my homepage if you do a little search for it. But she does almost, not exclusively Celtic knot crochet, but she does a lot of it, and it's beautiful. She does some pretty amazing things with that. And Kimberly says that, yeah, weather's been good the last few days, but rainy today. Great day to curl up with a good crochet project. And Angela says, always enjoy spending time together. We'll be holding everyone in prayer. Thank you, Angela. And then we have Joanne in Quebec, and a bunch of comments just jumped. Let's see. Okay, so I'm a little bit lost here again. Oh, thank you, Lynn. She likes the Afghan. This really is easy. Well, enjoyable. You know, it's not overly complex. I don't think. I think you would enjoy working it once you understand the stitches. It really crochets itself, sort of. And let's see. And it looks like, let's see, I'm backing up, guys. I'm sorry. And Najla says, I love this group for all the kindness and support as when my dad passed away. I received a sweet post from Hannah. Thank you, Hannah, for doing that. For now, I'll ask you to pray for a young lady I know. Okay, Najla, thank you for letting us know. I'm so sorry, again, loss of your dad. I wish I could say, you know, it lasts this long and then you get over it, but you never do. I mean, I lost my dad many years ago, going on 20? No, it's been 18 years. It just feels like 20. 18 years ago, yeah. Oh my goodness. We have somebody called Book Fanatic. Oh, Hannah likes that, huh? And we have Rachel from Georgia. Rachel, I hope you're okay, my friend. And oh my goodness. She says, can you message your mom what I told you? Okay, about the bomb threats at UK hospital. Oh my goodness. Will evil never quit? Probably not in this life. I am so sorry to hear about that, Book Fanatic. We will definitely think about that and pray about that. And Tammy says it's 63 degrees in Louisville, Kentucky. And let's see, Violet says, Cameron, my son, is in Dearborn, about 10 minutes from Metro. Okay, so you're talking about, you guys are locating each other. So Cameron says, I'm in a suburb of Detroit, Michigan, 10 minutes from Metropolitan Airport. I get airplanes overhead all the time. My family would love that. They're always tracking these planes on their little phone apps because my son's learning to be a pilot. I know some people don't all love that, but my family kind of does. And 73 degrees in Mississippi, according to Violet. And we have Wanda, the backwards wrong side crocheter. Hey, Wanda. Man, those pictures you posted on your page about that tractor trailer jackknifing, boy, that was frightening. I am so glad that didn't affect you. As you all know, Wanda's our truck driver, keeping us supplied with everything before, after, and during COVID. And yeah, she had a truck jackknife on a highway, it looked like, right in front of her yesterday. She could have been a part of that, but wasn't, by the grace of God. Ah, my goodness. So glad that God is keeping you safe out there. And let's see. Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead. All right. I'm looking up here. And Najla is in France. I'm probably saying that your name wrong. I'm sorry, but you're in France. That's another beautiful place to be. Okay. And we have, oh, I'm not going to be able to say that. It's a beautiful name. Elio, Eliolieta. I'm sure it's more beautiful than that, but she says, hello from New Mexico, the Navajo land. Wow. I never get back a hello, but I'm still looking at your videos. Oh, well, I hope I got it to you that time. Yeah, it gets a little crazy here sometimes. Let's see. We have Hen in the chat. She says, hello, everybody. Glad I made it. You're in my prayer all night. Thank you so much. Wants to let me know that she just completed her Aran sweater. Oh, I hope it came out the way you wanted it to. Okay, so Hannah just sent me a question. Let me go ahead and open my... Hannah, where are you sending these things? Because it's not updating in my, it's not updating on my computer. It's acting weird. Let me go ahead and quit that and try it again. See if it's coming onto my phone, but it kind of comes and goes, but it's not coming into my other message machine. Here we go with technology again. But somebody was asking about if this could be made into a shrug. You possibly could if you feel like being a little adventurous. I mean, there's no reason why you can't just, determine the length from, one arm across the back to the other, or wherever you want the shrug to land on you, and then just crochet back and forth and then join them together, or a shawl. There's no reason. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your comment there, Najla. I'm just working with my pea brain here. Trying to apply American phonetic rules does not always apply to international languages, or a language. It doesn't even work half the time in English too. I remember teaching my kids, the first few months of how the letters sound, when we're doing homeschool, and you learn all the rules. And so, okay, now that you've learned all the rules, they're bring out another book and say, okay, here are all the words in the English language that break those rules. Have fun, kids. But anyway, so it's always, I just love seeing your beautiful names, and it just really blessed me. Like I say, I'm going to talk about it again, the prayers from everybody, last night, just knowing that even though a lot of my American friends were sleeping, as they should have been, just getting immediate responses from people in Brazil and Australia saying, we're praying for you. And it's great, it's because God is not dependent on the cell towers. He's not, which is really great in tornadoes when the cell towers go out. Actually, they were out for a while. And it wasn't until a little bit later that I got communication from my son what was going on. But anyway, but thankfully they are good. But again, I love learning where you guys are from. Just more places to add to my wish list. We have Avonmore, says it's sunny there. And let's see, I'm going to just skip through some. Well, let me go ahead, before it gets too late, let me go ahead and show you this book, because this is, I didn't mean to wait so long on this, but let me show you this really cool book. And the reason I got this book is the lady who was my acquisitions editor for Celtic Cable Crochet at Interweave, before Interweave, before their book division was sold off to Penguin. She was really good to work with, and she has worked on other books while she was at Interweave, Carrie Bogert, and she put me in touch with these folks from this publication company. Is published in conjunction with Fox Chapel Publishing Company. And I'm just showing this to you because I thought it was a cool book, and I just asked her, could you send me a copy? And she did not. She's not paying me to say anything. I have not made anything out of this book. This is by Stephanie. Is it Polknori? Polknori? I'm probably mispronouncing that too, but okay. Let me just show you. These are just some really cool things. And before anybody gets really excited about me giving this away, I've already predetermined whom I am sending this to. I'm going to send this to one of our moderators, to Esther, who moderates our chat fairly faithfully, and just is very encouraging to you all. I just want to show you some of these pictures that can be crocheted. Isn't that beautiful? I saw that watermelon. I'm like, oh, I've got to have one of these. So maybe I'll have Esther make me one. But let me show you. She has a lot of introductory material. So if you're a beginning crocheter, this is something you can check out. And I do have the link. It's my Amazon affiliate link, of course, in the video description below. Should you want to look at this on Amazon, it's like $13.99. So that's just under $14. And if you're an Amazon, if you get free shipping, that's a pretty good price for a book with 12 projects in it. I mean, that's just a little over $1, a book. And they have some simple, easy repeat patterns in here. But this is the one, let's see, and that crazy scarf. A lot of teaching in here. Here's a 1 hour cowl made of chunky yarn. But again, but that's not the real good stuff. Here's a hat. Again, that looks like an easy ripple hat. And you can do that with all kinds of crazy colors. I'm trying to get to the really fun stuff. Okay, if you want an owl scarf wrap thing with a hood, there you go, with the ripple design. You guys know the ripple design. I got lots of those. Okay, here's a picture of the back of the scarf. Pretty cool looking. I like the food. This is the part, the playtime projects. Look at all the food. Is that cool or what? And this is pretty, a heart bunting. I mean, you can make that for celebrations. You can even probably even embroider, you know, letters, happy birthday, or maybe a special person's name. You know, you can do a lot. Oh, here we go. This is the kind of hamburger I should have these days. Yeah. I'm getting back on the Noom bandwagon. I'm not paying for the Noom thing. I'm just, let me talk to you about that a little bit. I last year, or a couple years ago, I did a testimony. I've taken it down. It's private, but if you want to hear my story, I can send you the link. But I took it down because I'm no longer an official new member, so I can't give you guys a discount. However, you don't have to buy anything. This is the big secret with that. And it's a great program. It really works well when you pay for the support and the accountability. That really helped me tremendously. Helped me lose between, I don't know, 35, 40 pounds or so. And so I'm just going back using the app every day. It's a little app on my phone, and it's just a food log, and it is incredibly easy to log the food. It tells you how many calories things were, and you learn quickly by doing that which foods to avoid, which foods are good, and it teaches you that. It's like a teaching tool. And again, the app is free. So I just calculate, and I'm right now, I'm trying to go down quickly, but I'm staying at about 1,000 calories or less a day. And as long as I do that, I'm full. I'm satisfied. You know, if I pick good choices, and I can even budget for sweets and good stuff too. It's just that it keeps you accountable. You know, you kind of add to it. So if that's something you're interested in, you can email me, or you can just go to on your phone and just download the app. It doesn't cost anything. It just costs money if you want to have a coach. Um, and you do get accountability, which means somebody else is going to see what you're weighing in as, and they're going to see what you're eating. And I know some people don't like that, but if you want to stick to something, that sometimes that's all you need, is to have, you know, like a teacher check your work, you know, kind of a thing. Anyway, speaking of more food, here's a hot dog. Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, and I got to show you the watermelon again. There's a bigger picture of it. Isn't that great? And if you have kids, or I'm thinking like if I have grandkids, which I don't right now, no pressure, guys. My kids, no pressure. But you know, if I have grandkids, I'm gonna probably be getting into more stuff like this. But right now we're mostly into practical wearables and things. But yeah, isn't this so cute? The bumblebees. This is amazing. Look at this. It's a little mat where you have a stove and you have a kitchen sink and bubbles. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, you can get little spatulas from the Dollar Tree, you know, for your kids, you know, and they can just play for hours with stuff like this. And I'm thinking too, you can even make things and maybe put a little bit of Velcro on them in different places. I remember my kids had this Japanese brand set of plastic vegetables, and it had Velcro on the inside. So when you took the plastic knife and cut where the Velcro was, it even felt like you were cutting vegetables. It was so amazing. But I thought you could even maybe incorporate Velcro into some of this if you're careful with it. And here's another picture when they put little pots and pans on that. Isn't that cool? I just love stuff like this. Getting a book with things, and here's a picture of the author. I don't know this person, but you know, it would be fun to meet her someday. Her work is beautiful. So, and it looks, I mean, I have not made anything, so I can't vouch, you know, for the accuracy, but I'm sure this is probably fine. Very straightforward stuff. So if anybody's interested, again, the link is in the video description below from Amazon. And I'm not sure where else you can get this. You may be able to find this at craft stores. I really don't know. It might be at walmart.com, and check Barnes and Noble. I don't know if you guys have bookstores in your area. Most of the bookstores that I'm aware of have gone under. So Esther, I don't know if Esther, if you're in the chat today, but honey, I'm sending this. This is yours. Okay, I'm gonna stick this in the mail and send it to you up into New Jersey. So, because I know she loves doing kind of things like that, and she has a lot of little friends of hers that she crochets little animals and octopuses for and stuff like that. So I thought she would really like that. Let's see. Wanda says it's a beautiful day in North Carolina. Wanda, that is so good. I'm glad things cleared up. Well, Lauren, you guys are having fun with those little kiddos. Enjoy every minute of it. Let's see. I'm going to see if there's anybody I haven't said hi to. I don't know if I said hi to Jean Weber, but hello, Jean. I may be repeating myself here, maybe not. And let's see. Miss Chocolatini, is that right? Miss Chocolatini from Germany. I don't know how to say the name, but from Germany. Wow. So you guys are ahead of us. So you're probably looking at dinner time now, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for joining as well. Love Germany. I've been there once. My daughter was there for about a week one time, so I think I've only been there one time, but I have friends there. Okay, I'm finally up to where I left off. So far behind, guys. We have Debbie Loves Yarn from Alaska. Yay, Debbie. And Debbie, I have to tell you, my daughter Becky and her husband Brian got their tickets. They're flying to Alaska. Just don't ask me where in Alaska, but they're going to a friend's wedding there, and they figured it's an opportunity of a lifetime. I've never been to Alaska, so I'm so excited for them. They get to see your beautiful state. It's going to take them forever to fly there. Apparently, it's a longer trip to fly from Georgia to Alaska than it is from Georgia to Europe, because it's, you know, way far north and way far west at the same time. But you guys are way up there. Wow. And let's see. And Najla wants, I guess, prayer for her neighbor who has breast cancer. Pray for her and her 2 little girls. Hannah, if you could write that down for me, sweetheart, I would really appreciate that. But Najla, we certainly will. If you guys can pray for Najla and her friend, that would be great. If you're saying it's generalized, I'm guessing that means it has spread. Yeah, I have some friends like that as well. Praying for them. We have Sherry from Louisiana. Hope you're doing well, Sherry. And let's see. Lynn Morris, she says she likes the Afghan, and she's using that color on a sweater for her niece. How wonderful. You guys are always doing things for others. That's so sweet. Toxic Orchid wants to know if I have ever done the moss stitch. I've not been able to find it on your channel. I know what it is. I have not incorporated it into anything yet, but I do have a stitch dictionary that has that stitch in it. If you, you know, that's something that if you don't have, it's always, I always like having a stitch dictionaries, and I have several. and I fall back on them. And if you get get a chance to get one and add it to your collection at home, do so. There are many good ones out there. I think I've seen that stitch in a couple of them, and I've even got one of my favorite stitch dictionaries. It was printed, back in the 70s, and I think it was by Reader's Digest or something like that. And it's great. It's full of knitting and crochet stitches, and it's comprehensive on both. Doesn't have much in the way of crochet cables. I'm hoping to do one someday. We'll see. But it's loaded with things like the moss stitch and different other compact kind of stitches. Yeah, because I saw that in the same book where I learned the wattle stitch, which I've not seen a lot of, but I love that stitch. If you've done any of my stuff, I love it. It's just a very elastic stitch, both directions. It fills in the fabric very nicely, and it doesn't look like your typical rows of double crochet, which I kind of like to get away from that. And Kimberly says, good afternoon from Richmond, Virginia. Very nice spring day. Feels like summer day right now, 81 degrees. For the high, today will be 86 and windy. Wow. That's in Richmond. Wow, you guys are like 6 hours north of me. I don't know what it's going to be here. I should check the temperature and see what it's going to be. Oh, wow. Got somebody commenting down below here from Australia. I have to try to get to that. Hannah, Cameron said, Hannah Barker, my dad and I will gladly play you. That her dad is a very good, or yeah, your dad is a very good tennis player. That's great. Well, he's probably a lot better than I am, but I love the game. Used to actually be the tennis captain in my junior high tennis team, but don't go investigating that very far. We weren't that good. We weren't that good, but we had a blast. We had a lot of fun. We always played these other people who had lots of money and lessons and stuff like that, and we were just a bunch of blue collar kids whacking a tennis ball around as best we could. But we had fun. We had fun. Had a great teacher, a fun coach, and we learned not to take ourselves very seriously. But it's just such a great game. And let's see. Jane Scott saying, I cannot leave my crochet for more than a day or maybe 2. I'm with you, Jane. I got to have that to wind down. I really do. A lot of the work that I do, just to let you all know, with being a crochet designer and trying to maintain YouTube and social media and the other platform and doing new designs, a lot of the work that I do is I spend just as much time on the computer as I do with the crochet hook. So, a lot of times I'm designing and doing math and then, doing swatching. But it's just once the day is done and I'm sitting down and maybe, watching Jeopardy, and Wheel of Fortune with my mother-in-law. That's her favorite thing to do at that, 7 to 8 o'clock that's what we do. Wheel of Fortune with Vanna White, who, by the way, is from Myrtle Beach, this area here originally, and then Jeopardy, and then I'm doing that with the crochet hook in hand because that kind of relaxes me, and that's where I kind of get a lot of the work done, assuming I'm not recording during the day. But anyway, and when I record, that's where I get all my exercise. I'm up and downstairs for the different passes of the recording, and I come downstairs, crochet up to that point, go back upstairs. So that's just a way to get my cardio in, up and down the stairs when I'm recording. And Violet says, a hook in hand each day keeps the blue away. It keeps the blue, absolutely. Keeps the mental health doctor away too, quite literally. Hannah says, he'll kick my butt in tennis, but at least I'll be off the couch. Yep, he'll probably do that to mine too. And let's see, Melanie says, Bonnie, I add a cocoon sweater for my friend for Mother's Day in the same color. I just have to sew it up to make the sleeves and crochet around the front to make the shawl collar. Absolutely, pretty color. Yeah, that's all you'd have to do, Melanie. I love doing those things. And let's see, and Cameron says that, my dad's mom played tennis in the Senior Olympics at age 86. Whoa. I hope I can still walk at 86. That would be fantastic. Tennis in hand would be great. I hope to be still crocheting and knitting, maybe. Yeah. And let's see. And Hannah's talking with Jane. Okay, Leslie Oliver says, hi, everybody. Hope you're all well. It's 3 a.m. here in Australia, but hope to stay awake till the end. Oh, my goodness, Leslie. Ugh, 3 a.m. Girl, go to sleep and watch the replay, but thank you for being here. Love you guys. Australia is like 16 hours different than us on the Eastern Coast here in the U.S. I know because I went there one time and it was a great trip. Oh, jet lag was amazing. I'm joking. It was awful. But anyway, it was worth it though. It was worth it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat to go back to Australia. I'd like to see more of Australia. I'd like to go to the Australian Open. We'll see about that. And Charlene says, I feel very blessed to share the joy God has given me. Someday I hope to meet her. Share if you can and spread the love of God. Okay, I'm not sure which person you're talking about, Charlene, but that's a great sentiment. Thank you so much. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are talking about those COVID numbers I see. Looks like they may be creeping up in some places, but we got a lot of vaccination going on where I am, and that's really been good. Lynn Morris says, numbers terrify me. Hubby asked if I wanted to go to train yards, and I looked at him like he lost his mind. Oh boy. And Manila Shirley says, I definitely want to do that lacy throw after I'm done with the Orlaith sweater I'm doing. My book should be in today. I can't wait to get it. This is my first live with you. Yay! Well, thank you for joining us again, Manila. That is so sweet of you. Okay, so let's see. Crochet time. Am I getting towards the end? Probably not. Oh, we have Crochet Tomokichi, if I said that right, from Japan. I do know the Japanese hitagami, so that helps me a little bit. I hope I said that right. Welcome. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimashita, if I say that right. But I used to know a little bit of Japanese, but that was like 30 years ago. And that part of my brain just stopped working. But almost had a trip to Japan planned with my husband, who would have traveled there for his work. But because of COVID-19, it was canceled. I have friends that I met back before my first child was born, back in 1989, who I have corresponded with since 1989, and their children are having children now. I mean, that's how long it's been. Many families, the Sayakis, the oh gosh, I have like a list of letters that go out every Christmas to them, and we exchange family pictures and everything. Been longing to go there for more than 30 years, and was really hoping that this would be the year, but not. But we may just have to go anyway and just go on your inheritance, Hannah. But I really do want to get to Japan. Beautiful place. My mother-in-law has been to Japan. My sister-in-law, who is married to my brother-in-law, is part Japanese. Her mother was born in Japan, so she's 50% Japanese. So when they went to Japan, they took Mrs. Barker with them many years ago, and she talks about visiting your wonderful country. That would be so cool. And let's see. All right. Crochet time with Donna. It says, I found a book of crochet stitches at McKay's bookstore in Nashville called 365 Crochet Stitches a Year, Perpetual Calendar by Jean Leanhauser and Rita Weiss for $2. Yeah, regular price is $25. Absolutely. I found a book. Let me tell you a story. I found a book. It's in Maryland. I didn't bring all my books down here to South Carolina. By my favorite crochet designer who inspired me back in the 70s. She has since passed away. So the late Annie Ogue. I found a book of hers this thick, hardcover, um, very 70s-ish with the styling and everything, but it had just the very beginnings of her dabbling in cables, and some of which I use a lot. Um, and I got that book for, I think I paid $6 in shipping, and the book was like about $2. I mean, I'm like definitely getting that one. And it was the only one that I think it was on eBay. So if you go to eBay, guys, and if you're looking for just to stock up on Stitch dictionaries, that's the place to go. I went into the hospital women's auxiliary up where I live in Maryland. This is in Olney, Maryland, near Montgomery General Hospital. They have a little store. We donate things to them, and then we also like to shop in their thrift store. It's a really good thrift store, though. They have a whole room just of books, and Hannah loves that book room. And I remember finding, I think for 50 cents, a hardbound book, a crochet book from the 1940s. It had some wear on it, but still, it was fantastic just to be able to look through there and see what they were thinking of with crochet in the 1940s. And we have come a long, long way since then, by the grace of God. Yay. And because of all these yarn manufacturers and the internet, I think because we have all this other yarn available to us, we don't have to wait till a store nearby carries it. We could just order it and have it. It's really great. But anyway, good find there. Crochet time with Donna. Great, great, great. Lauren says, I keep mashing my buttons. I think I'm tired. Oh, you and me both, friend. And we have Stuntel's design. Says, finally, I have finished the front and back of the cabled sweater. I crocheted with a 2.5 millimeter. It seemed there was no end to it. Yeah, the smaller yarn will do that. But it does make those cables much more wearable for garments, though, doesn't it? We have Tara. Says, she says, Tomokichi-san genki desu ka? Okay, she's asking me a question, because whenever it ends in ka at the end, that's a question mark. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Hold on a second. I'm going to just use... Hold on, guys. I'm going to use Google Translate real quickly here. Oh, is it Tomokichi-san? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't understand that, but I tried. But thank you, Tara. She's speaking Japanese to our friend in the chat. That is so cool. And let's see. So it's funny, the guys have these conversations going on. Okay, so Crochet Tomokichi says, you guys here are so kind and amazing. Oh, tomo arigato gozaimashita. Thank you. And that is funny. Just hearing you talk about your toddlers and all and your little kids. Enjoy every minute of that, ladies. Don't wish that gone. I know you're not wishing it gone, but enjoy every minute of it, because I'll tell you, it goes like that. They turn into adults, and then they start driving your cars, which is a blessing. Just teach them well at the beginning when they're little, and then when you're teaching them to drive, they'll be great. But yeah, hang in there, and don't get too tired of that. Enjoy those hugs, enjoy the the sloppy kisses, and the chocolate messes, and all of that, and the crunchy Cheerios on the floor. Enjoy every minute of it, because it evaporates so quickly. It goes like that. Tracy says, one of my favorite things to do is thrift store shop. No matter where I am, I find Goodwill, Salvation Army, thrift stores. I have an entire display case of crochet. Oldest is 1960. Yeah, yep. I know exactly where the Goodwill is stored, right up here from me. So I can go to that, and I have found some great things there. I mean, fantastic things. I don't know if you're familiar with the brand Casper. They make really nice fine, like what do you call it? suits and things like that, really nice overcoats and stuff like that. I mean, just beautiful dresses. I found this beautiful, perfect, I think it maybe had a tag on it, a price tag from never having been worn, and for like, I don't know, $12 or something like that from Goodwill. And I don't mind paying even a little bit more at a Goodwill store, because you know the money that you pay them, not only does it help their operational costs, but it also helps to provide jobs for people who are just really down on their luck, you know, who are really having a struggle. And, you know, but I got this thing that if I was to buy it at Belk, I would pay $150 for. I mean, I'm not going to pay $150, but that's how much it would cost me. And I tried it on. It was beautiful, and it fit me perfectly. And I wore it to my son's graduation, his college graduation this past spring. I mean, I love thrift stores, and I have found yarn, and I've found hooks. There you can find all kind and great books. I have found rocking chairs, bentwood rocking chairs. You can't buy them anymore, but I have found some of the most beautiful. I have two in my house. One that was my mom's that we found at a Salvation Army store, and another bentwood rocker. I may have even found it alongside the road. Oh, and I cannibalized it for the seat and repaired one in my home. I mean, I just love bentwood rockers. They're so comfortable for my reading, especially in the morning. But anyway, I'm going on and on, guys. I probably should go here soon. And Manila Shirley says, my husband went to an auction and brought me a small wooden book crate home. It's full of paper books with crochet patterns from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's amazing. That's like gold. That would be like finding a gold treasure chest to me. That is fantastic. Yes, and then Crochet Tomokichi is helping me. Yeah, the ka. I did remember that. I did remember that's what you say at the end. And I used to, when I was living in Rockville, Maryland, a lot of Japanese doctors would come to where my husband works at the National Institutes of Health, and they would do research for a year or two, and they would bring their families, and they would be my neighbors right next door in our apartment building. And I got to know a lot of the moms and the small children that way. I remember being invited to a lot of Japanese dinners. We'd be in our homes regularly, which I understand is very unusual for Japanese people in Japan. I guess they don't have people in their homes, but we were in their homes almost every day, and they would come to our house for lunch, dinner. It's just I'm gonna get emotional thinking about you guys over there in Japan, because we just those are my only friends for like a year when I was just moving to Rockville. I had more Japanese friends than I did American friends during that time. But a great season of life. I just wished I had learned your language better. I just don't have the gift, and I'm okay with that. But I wished I had a little more of the linguistical gift. All right. And Francis says, yes, enjoy your babies. My boys are 22 and 23, and oh, how I miss when they were smaller. Yeah, my children are, my youngest is going to be 23, and my oldest is turning 30. So I've got 5 between 23 and 30. That's like crazy. Yeah, my son will be 23 in about a week and a half. So that is crazy. Remind me, Hannah, I got to get a card in the mail to him. And let's see. All right, well, I got, yeah, people are having to leave, and I need to leave too, because I need to get some, I need to get some rest, guys, before I start slurring my speech any further, because not getting sleep at night really does, it doesn't bless me. But before we go, I wanted to read something that really encouraged me. I'm still stuck in this book. I'm about halfway through this now, but I'm still reading this book. And I went ahead and put a link in the video description below. If you guys want to get a copy of this, it doesn't look exactly like this. This particular copy is part of the set. There's like a set of all of his books, and the whole set's like $22. But if you buy the individual book, I put a link for this book. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Again, this was written in the 1940s, so this is written a long time ago, but it's just so packed with wisdom that I think everybody should read this. So let me just read. This is the chapter that I'm reading from. It's called Would you take $1 million for what you have? And this follows the chapter. The chapter before that is it's on gratitude, and the idea of, would you? He tells many stories in this section, about people who had the misfortune of maybe being blind or not having their limbs, or something that a lot of us probably, thankfully, can't relate to. But there are many people out there who have a lot less just physical ability than we do. But anyway, let me go ahead and just read this. And I just thought this was so good. It convicted me. And so as I read this, I really am not preaching at you. I'm just sharing some things that blessed me, that I know I need to work on in my life. Okay. Okay. And again, this is Dale Carnegie's book. He says about 90% of the things in our lives are right, and about 10% are wrong. If we want to be happy, all we have to do is concentrate on the 90% that are right and ignore the 10% that are wrong. If we want to be worried and bitter and have stomach ulcers, all we have to do is concentrate on the 10% that are wrong and ignore the 90% that are glorious. The words think and thank are inscribed in many of the Cromwellian churches of England. These words ought to be inscribed in our hearts too. Think and thank. Think of all we have to be grateful for, and thank God for all our boons and bounties. And if you can hear me over the internet, on a cell phone, on a computer, during this broadcast, we are living better than the kings did in England back in the day, before running water, before indoor toilets. Okay, so I mean, we really are living very high. And here's something else I read in the same chapter. He said, I once asked Eddie Rickenbacker, and Eddie Rickenbacker was one of the famous World War I ace pilots. I once asked Eddie Rickenbacker what was the biggest lesson he had learned from drifting about with his companions in life rafts for 21 days, hopelessly lost in the Pacific. The biggest lesson I learned from that experience, he said, was that if you have all the fresh water you want to drink and all the food you want to eat, you ought never to complain about anything. And here's a little passage that says, I had the blues because I had no shoes, until upon the street I met a man who had no feet. Whew. If that's not convicting, I'm not sure what is. And I wanted to read one passage out of the scriptures that kind of dovetails into this. It's in probably a passage many of you are familiar with. It's in the book of Philippians, the epistle that Paul wrote, and it's chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Isn't that great? I need to do this. I really need to do this so much. But anyway, I hope that encourages you all. Just even after last night with the tornado and everything, I mean, we could be all focused on the negative, but I am amazed that more people didn't get hurt. I don't even know how many people did get hurt, but and we are definitely praying for the situation there. But I mean, it could have been so much worse. It's bringing out great things in people. Restaurants are feeding the first responders. I mean, great things are happening here. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. Love you very much. Again, thank you for your prayers. You guys are so faithful. And I hope to see you next Friday. God bless.